Hi. Okay, so I just went platinum like a week ago. And I've tried to go blonde before and like always kind of had unsatisfying results. That is unless I went to go get it done. In which case I was always getting blonde highlights. So I don't know. I just had it in my mind that like getting your hair, like an entire chunk of hair, your entire head, dyed bleach blonde is like not worth it to go to the salon because for me, I don't know, it's just this thing that I have in my head where it's like it's not worth it to go to the salon unless they're doing highlights or something that requires like a lot of experience. And I'm like, if you're just doing a whole chunk, like you don't need a lot of precision and you could just dye it yourself. Does that make sense? I don't know. So basically what I'm trying to say is I have never gone to the salon to do an entire head colored. Like I've only gone to the salon for like cuts and highlights, but I've always considered coloring an entire chunk of hair or my entire head like something that anybody can do themselves or that I could do myself, you know. So because I've always followed that rule, I have a lot of experience with bleaching my hair. I'm not a hair professional by any means. Like I've never been trained. I've learned through asking professionals questions and doing things myself. Yeah, that's like where I'm coming from. Now, there are several steps to turning your hair platinum, and the first step is bleaching. So the first thing you have to understand is if you're going to be doing this yourself, and also you can see like this is my natural hair color right here. If you can't tell, it's like really dark brown. It's not black, but it's still really dark and really difficult to lift. And by lift, I mean like lift the shade to a lighter shade. If you're going to be doing this yourself and you have hair that's as dark as mine or darker, it is not going to be this light the first time you bleach it. It is not going to work the first time, and I'm saying if you want to get it this light, it is not going to work the first time. It's not going to work the second time. It's not going to work the third time. In fact, I've probably bleached my hair 7 times since like, and I'm talking about my whole head. Okay, I got like blonde highlights in October or something, and then since then I don't know, I started bleaching my hair like the whole thing in I guess December, and then I've probably bleached it like it's okay, so that I started in December and right now it is June, and so in that time I've bleached it at least 7 times, like the entire thing. So yeah, that's a ooh, what is going on here? Okay, so that's a lot of times, and that, yes, that is really bad for your hair, and it basically feels like death right now, but I'll get into, like, aftercare later. The point of what I'm trying to say is you're gonna have to bleach it many times over the course of time. Like if you cannot go bleach blonde in 1 week. You can't bleach it one day, bleach it the next day, bleach it the next day, like for 7 days. Don't do that because your hair is going to fall out. Over time, you can work to getting it lighter. The maximum number of times that you want to bleach it within a couple of days really depends on your hair type. My hair is actually kind of indestructible. I think I really pushed the limits and nothing's never really fallen out or like started fraying majorly or anything. So a lot of people on YouTube when they're doing tutorials about this stuff, they'll bleach it once and then bleach it again right after, which I have done, which I recommend if you do not have fragile hair. So yeah, that's just kind of something you have to learn with experience and like kind of taking risks with your hair. So as for the actual bleaching process, here are the products you'll need. So you're going to need a bleach powder and a developer. Now, I use this developer. It's Clairol and it is 40 volume. You can get this at any local beauty supply that doesn't check for like that you're licensed. Just call ahead of time. Be like, is this for licensed hairdressers only, or like can everybody shop there? If you live in the city, you can go to Ricky's. If you live in Jersey, or I don't know, actually they have them all over. Sally's Beauty Supply. They even had one in Ireland, so that was cool. Although they do usually check your to make sure you have your card in Ireland, according to the hairdresser that I had there, but they never checked for mine, so that's good. The thing about 40 volume is most actually, like all professionals that I've talked to or anyone that's gone to school for hair, it says do not put 40 volume on your head. Like do not use it for your entire head. So for a while I was using 20 and 30 volume, and I was just not getting the results I wanted. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. Like I'm gonna be bad. Like I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna use 40 volume on my entire head. So yeah, the past few times I've bleached it, I've used 40 volume and have been really happy with the results. If you have really dark, really coarse, really strong hair, then like you need to use 40 volume is what I'd say. But again, that's something that's kind of a risk. Apparently your hair can fall out. My hair's never fallen out because my hair is indestructible, I guess, like I said. But yeah, that's just something to be aware of. But like I couldn't get it to work for me, like to get platinum, unless I used 40 volume. So then you're going to have to mix the developer with a bleach powder. Now another thing that used to make me so unsatisfied was my hair turning yellow and like orange and stuff. And everybody has that problem when they first start bleaching their hair. But throughout the entire process, there are things, and by the entire process, I mean the months that it takes to get your hair this light. There should be certain steps that you take to avoid the orangeness happening. So those include getting a bleach powder that is blue. There are two that I really like. One is by Wella and one is by L'Oreal, and you can also get those at wherever beauty supply you pick up your developer. I don't have the bleach powder on me, so I'll show you a picture real quick of the two that I like best. These powders have some blue pigment in them, which will help to neutralize the orange tones. I know what's really popular is getting bleach kits. The ones that I've tried are by Stargazer and Splat. I know the Stargazer one is really popular. The problem with that is the bleach powder is white and it will turn your hair very, very yellow. It works very well. I know the Stargazer one that I used came with a 30 volume developer, and it did lift very well, and it lifted very quickly. Like as soon as I put the bleach in, my hair started turning like yellow, you know? So, but that's the thing. It comes out super yellow because there's no blue in it. So I don't recommend those kits actually, even though they're like the easiest to get. I recommend doing your research and finding a beauty supply near you that sells to normal people. By normal, I mean people without licenses. So yeah. So another trick that's really good for neutralizing the orange in your bleach mixture is an additive, and the only one that I know of and one that works really well for me is by Wella. The box will say Wella Color Charm on it, and you have to be kind of careful because Wella Color Charm can mean that it's an additive or a dye or like whatever. I don't know. Like there's a couple of different kinds of products that all say Wella Color Charm on them. This one is an additive. It says it right here on the box, and the number is 50, and it's called Cooling Violets. And what an additive is a liquid that has pigment in it that you add to a mixture. So I will add this to a hair dye, or I will add this to a bleach mixture. So what happens is I will mix together my blue bleach powder and my 40 volume developer, and then I'll add a couple capfuls of this, and it'll add some purple in there, and then that purple will really counteract the yellow, and it won't make the results of your bleach like so orangey yellow. So this is really, really helpful. So to do this, you'll really need gloves because you're going to be touching your hair, and let me tell you, like, bleach burns, especially if you're using 40 volume. So get a box of disposable gloves. I've never used like kitchen gloves. I don't know, those are kind of thick and like maybe you can't kind of touch all of your hairs at the same time with them, so just get disposable gloves. I know they're not good for the environment, but I try to reuse them a bunch of times. Do they make biodegradable gloves, or like, I don't know, recyclable rubber gloves? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna figure that out. I'm gonna figure that out because I use so many gloves because I dye my hair so often. Okay, so then you're gonna buy one of these brushes. Ooh, it's still wet because I toned my hair last night with it. This one's by Diane, and I got it from Westwood Beauty Supply in Bergen County, New Jersey. They sell to real people, normal people, whatever. And any brush that's like this will do just fine. It really like gets in there, and then you basically paint it on and then comb it through with your fingers. It's I didn't, sorry, I kind of just blow dried my hair, and like there's not that much sticky stuff in it, so it's doing whatever it wants kind of. And then I just use, there are like color bowls that you can buy. I don't think they're necessary if you're not like a professional. I just use like whatever like container I don't care about, and then I wash it out right away so it doesn't melt the plastic. This one, if you're Greek, you'll know what this is because it's it's a little container from the food on Olympic Airways, and my mom stole it from the airplane. And if you're Greek, your mom probably stole this from the airplane as well. So I just mix it up in here, the developer, the additive, and the bleach powder, and then I go ahead and put it in. I leave mine in for like a really long time, like over an hour. It really depends on how late you want to go. Like I said, if you're going, this is for dark hair to platinum, so you're going to want to leave it in for over an hour, really. So that's bleaching. So the next step is using a toner. A toner is really important for the same reason we used all of the blue and purple in the bleach mixture. A toner just takes it to the next step and really cancels out all of that like bleachy, orangey frizziness that's going on. It's kind of like dyeing your hair, but the technology in a toner is specifically for neutralizing certain tones in bleached hair in a certain way. So to get platinum hair, you need a toner for like platinum or ashy or something like that. Like you want to look for those words in the colors. So the one that I use and that a lot of people use who do their own platinum hair is by Wella, and it's the number T18. When you're looking at it online, sometimes it's called White Lady, but it's actually called Lightest Ash Blonde. It's in the same kind of box as this. I threw out the box, but this is what it looks like on the inside. So again, it's called T18. You're going to mix this with not a 40 volumes developer, but a 20 volumes developer. So you're going to mix it up in like with your brush in your bowl, and you're going to put it on after you wash the bleach out of your hair and your hair is towel dried but still wet. So bleach goes in dried hair, toner goes in wet hair. Another option, you could do it after the toner or instead of the toner. I really prefer toner, but another option, if you're trying to get platinum blonde, is coloring your hair after you bleach it. This is by Wella again. I think Wella is like one of the best brands that are available to non-hairdressers. This one is 12A/1210, and it's called Frosty Ash. And oh my god, I forgot to say something. So I will put the blue additive from before, like this, the 050 Cooling Violet. I will put this in the mixture for the toner as well. I will put a couple capsules in there, and oh, my hair. And I would mix this in with the hair color if you're choosing that route instead of the toner or in addition to the toner. Even if I'm trying to like dye my hair purple or something, I will add a couple capsules of this additive. So this is like a really useful product that I feel like people don't really talk about, or I don't know, I've never heard anybody else talk about. Okay, so back to coloring your hair. It's the same deal. You get a 20 volume developer, mix it up with this. It should say on it like what the ratio should be between the color product and the developer. So yeah, basically a big bottle of developer is going to be your best friend. If you're going to keep doing this, I would just get a large bottle of 40 volume and a large bottle of 20 volume, and then you'll have that for like the entire process, which should last a few months. You really shouldn't try to achieve this in a couple days because that's really bad for your hair. Now, aftercare, there's a lot of things you can do. When my hair was really, and in terms of replenishing the moisture and maintaining the color, when my hair was a little bit darker, I would put a lot of purple dye in my conditioner to like constantly be toning it, because the darker your hair is, the less likely it is to pick up and maintain color. Now, when my hair was this light, I used a conditioner with purple dye in it, and I left it in for more than 30 seconds, and it stained it. Like, my over here was all quite lavender, and that looks really cool. I just wasn't going for that at the time. You can also use Manic Panic Virgin Snow Toner instead of like this whole process if you want. That's like already mixed. I just don't think it works as well. But that is a really useful product as well if you don't want to do all the steps, or you want to just have it around to like tone your hair when you're trying to maintain it. So yeah, there's actually a brand that makes purple conditioners and shampoos, and this is meant to tone platinum hair. It's by Shimmer Lights, and if you leave it in too long, it will stain your hair. But if that happens, just wash with like a regular shampoo and conditioner a couple times, and it'll get it right out because it's just a stain. It doesn't like penetrate the hair shaft like a dye would. I can show you a picture of it right now. I don't actually have a lot of these products because I just went platinum. Like my hair was blue before. But the reason it still worked is because the blonde hair that was underneath the blue, like you have to bleach it before you go a bright color, that was actually getting really light. I just bleached right over the blue and it made it this light, and yeah, it was fine. So basically the takeaway is purple is your best friend when you're trying to go platinum, because a lot of what happens with bleach makes your hair orange and yellow and stuff, and you want to avoid that. The other problem with bleaching your hair is that it makes it feel really frizzy and thick and coarse, and a lot of people don't want this. I don't mind so much because I try to make my hair do things like different shapes, like this one that's not working. So I don't mind that my hair is a little bit more coarse, but I do use a lot of like conditioners and products and stuff to try and put the moisture back in, just so I can work with it and it doesn't feel like freaking death. And there are two products that I recommend for that. The first one is Pantene Overnight Miracle Serum. This actually helps a lot, even though it's like a drugstore product. And I don't even put it in overnight. I just put it in like before I style my hair. I've noticed that it actually does help repair some of the damage. Then the other product, of course, I don't have anymore because when I cut my hair short, I thought it wasn't necessary, blah, blah, blah. Then I started going blonde. Okay, so I need to get it again. But the product is by the brand One and Only Argan Oil, and it's their restorative mask. And what you're going to do with it is I use it as a conditioner when I have it, but also you can use it as a deep conditioner. And the way to do deep conditioning is to put it in your hair, then put a shower cap over your hair. Sorry, my laptop is like, oh, what is this? Put a shower cap over your hair, and if you were in the salon, they'd put you under like those actual heat things, but we're doing this at home, so you can take a hair dryer, put it on the highest heat setting, and blow dry your hair while it's got the mask in it and the shower cap over it. The heat helps the moisture penetrate the hair shaft, and there you go. That's like how you deep condition. There are other masks and stuff by Wella and everything, but I really like the one by One and Only. Don't get their conditioner. Even if you end up liking their restorative mask, their conditioner is nowhere near as good. Just get the mask and use it as a conditioner if you're looking for a conditioner and you like it. That's how I care for my hair after I bleach it. I also try to use products with like olive oil, carrot oil, argan oil, uh, tea tree oil, stuff like that. But honestly, I don't know enough about oils and like how they repair your hair, but those two products that I just showed you are ones that have worked for me. So yeah, I hope this was helpful and not too confusing. The reality of it is that like this is a complicated process. There's no one step way to make your hair platinum. It's a lot of maintenance, a lot of steps, and yeah. So if you're trying to do this yourself, I wish you the best and hope you are utterly successful. Bye! I don't know. This is just, what is this? I don't know. Okay. Hey,